Okay, see here, look at the right side expression now, square root num. So if you can see sqrt in a bracket, okay, so what do you see? This is a library function. Yes, so this is a library function. Okay, so to use this library function, as I said, you have to make use of header files in your program, source program. So likewise, we have the header file math.h. So all the mathematical head predefined functions or library functions that you use in your program, okay, they all belong to this math.h header file. Okay, math header file. So any there are many multiple mathematical functions. Okay, sine, there are sine, cos, log, exponential, square root, power. So there are many such mathematical functions that are readily available for the user to use in the program. Okay, provided they have to make use of the, they have to include the header file in their program to be able to use those library functions. So square root is one such function, and inside which we have an argument. So inside the bracket, always remember, when we write a function, inside the bracket we write the argument. So what is this argument? Argument can be also considered to be a variable which will be having some value. Okay, for the time being, here num is nothing but, what was num? Num is just the number, yes or no? Because I use the variable num to store the number for which we want to calculate the square root. So num is the number here. Okay, so of which number am I calculating the square root? I am calculating the square root of the number num. So whatever variable, okay, whatever the argument that you use, that has to be correct. So you have to understand why you have used this argument. So this argument is nothing but the variable, okay, that in which we stored the number, okay, for which we have to find the square root. So square root num, suppose you have entered 9 for num, okay, then this will be square root of 9. So what is the square root of 9? So this is a library function, so its body is already defined inside the math.h file. Okay, so it is simply used to calculate the square root. So once this will be executed, you will get the value as 3. Okay, and that 3 will be assigned to root variable. Now again we have printf. So as I said, whenever you want to display something on the output screen, you have to make use of the printf function. Okay, so now since you obtain the result, okay, you obtain the result of square root for the number num. Now your result is stored in root. Okay, so you have to now simply fetch the result from the root variable and you have to display it on the output screen. Now to display it, that you have to make use of the printf function. Okay, so here if you see, everything that has been written inside the double quotes here, okay, this entire thing is written inside the double quotes. Okay, so that is why what will happen is it will be displayed as it has been written. Okay, so this is a string constant, so it will be written as it has been displayed, comma, num and root. So what does this mean is, see, percent 0.2f. So just for the time being, just I'll remove it. It was just, this is mainly for the spaces. Okay, see, what are these now? These are known as format specifiers. Percent, that I have written here also, percent f, yes, percent f, percent f. So these are called format specifiers. That means inside the compiler can understand the values only in terms of the format specifiers used. We use percent f for float. Okay, we use percent f. So percent f means float, because you are, reading. Okay, I'm talking about this statement first, because you are reading a float value, because num is of float data type. Yes, because you will be giving some float value from the keyboard. Okay, so that number will be interpreted as float, and that is why this particular format is used, percent f. So percent should always be used followed by the character. Okay, so here we use f for float. For integer, okay, we use d. Okay, so likewise for long int we use ld. Okay, uh, okay, so likewise we have various format specifiers. Okay, so for, and for reading float values, okay, whenever you are using the scanf function, this is the format how you write it. Okay, this is for reading the float value, percent f. So here also you see uh, percent f equal to percent f. So as I said, this particular statement will be displayed on the output screen as it has been written. So square root of percent f equal to percent f. So see, just after the comma here, okay, the statement ends here, then we have a comma, then num comma root. So the number here, okay, the value of this number, what is this num? Num was taken, I considered num to be 9, and therefore I got root to be 3. So here the number 9 will be, replacing this. Okay, so when the output will be displayed on the screen, instead of %f, you will have the value 9 here, and for this particular %f, you will have the value root here. That means they will simply be replaced by the values that they represent. Okay, so num will be placed here, so you have to use the format specifiers accordingly. Okay, because you actually want to display square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so you have to display that square root of 9 equal to 3. So if instead of %f and um, if instead of this you directly write like this, okay, if you directly write like this, that ma'am, why can't we directly write this, because num will give us 9 and root will give us 3. No, you cannot write it, because if you write it this way, what happens is it becomes a string constant, and however you have written it, that way it will be displayed. So when you will be displaying your output on the, okay, monitor, your result will be displayed in this way only. Okay, মই তোমালোকক এইটো কৰি দেখাই দিওঁ ৰবা, এক মিনিট, let me just show you the output. See, now I'll be writing the program here. This is the editor. Okay, I will write the same program here. Can you view the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I'm writing the program as it is written there, so that you don't get confused. Okay, I will simply first write square root of 9 is equal to 3. Okay, just let me first write it this way. I will be showing you the meaning actually. I just want to show you the difference. Okay. Okay, since it's a C program, so I will write with .c extension. Okay, I will save the file with .c extension. Okay, see, this is a program. Okay, so as I said, we write it in the editor, and then first we will compile. We will first check for errors. We will check for errors. Okay, since there are no errors, so it compiled correctly. Okay, see, what do you see here? Enter the number. So what do you see? The message which was written inside the printf statement. Yes or no? Inside the printf, first printf statement that I wrote, you have this particular message, enter the number. Yes. So as I said, printf statement, so whatever you write inside the printf statement, that will be displayed on the output screen. Okay. So whatever you write inside the double quotes, that will be displayed on the output screen. So if in the first printf statement consisted of this particular message. So here, enter the number. So this is that message which was being displayed by the printf statement. Okay. Now this cursor is blinking. So what does this mean? Now it is actually waiting for the user to enter a number. Okay. So now you have to enter any number, say 9. Fine. You have to enter a number 9. So when you will be entering this number 9 and you press the enter symbol, okay. So this is the work of the scanf function. So the scanf function will take this value as input and it will store it in the num variable. Okay, so as you press enter, see, as you press enter, immediately the number 9 will be taken as input. Okay, inside the, what you say, for the num variable. Okay, and then finally in the next step, what did you have? You had simply, you calculated the square root and you had the last printf statement. Okay, so as many printf statements you have in your program, that those many messages will be displayed. So in our program we had only two printf statements, the first one to enter the value and the last printf statement to display the result. Now here what do you see? Square root of 9 equal to 3. Yes, it is correct. Again, let us just check. Suppose I'm giving another see. Okay, now if you see, one more thing I would like to say is, I already say again from here, I cannot show it, I cannot use the mouse here, I cannot show it using the mouse. If you can see the output screen properly, the previous program's output still remains. Okay, and now we are starting with the second output. So there is also a way of clearing your output screen. Okay, you can clean your output screen, you can erase all the previous results obtained from your output screen, so that every time you check for newly obtained results, you can have a clear screen. That is for that reason we make use of the clear screen function, clr scr. This is also a built-in function. I have not used it in my program because I did not want to speak about it at first. I wanted to show you the problems. Okay, so now as you can see the output screen, enter the number, the last, just look at the second line, last part. So that is the enter the number. So that is actually the output of my program now. Okay, the first line and the starting of the second line, these are the outputs of the previous program, so which has not been erased. So this can be erased only by using that function clear screen, that I have not included in my program. That is why it is still, you can still see it. Okay, so anyways, see, now enter the number again. Suppose I give a number, say I give 4. Okay, now what should be the square root of your number? It should be 2, right? But what does it come? It simply shows square root of 9 is 3 again. So what do you understand? That whatever you write inside the printf function, okay, inside the double quotes, exactly that will be represented. So you cannot write here 9 or 3 directly, okay, because your number was 4 in the second attempt. Yes, so it should have displayed 4 and 2, but it displayed what, 9 and 3 only. So you cannot directly write 9 and 3. Suppose now you are writing the number num. Okay, you are writing num and root here. Okay, now again we will see how you will be how your result will be displayed. And let me just add one another built-in function, clear screen, clr scr. Now for this particular built-in function, okay, see, what do you get? You get an error. Why this error? Acha, key error he said, root is assigned a value that is never used. Oh, it's a warning. Sorry, it's a warning. Okay, anyways. Okay, so this is not an error. This is just a warning. So now let us check the output. See, if you see now, all the previous